before penetrating the driver's helmet. Finally, we have the headrest load test. This is all about protecting...
That one I did not realize. The steering column. What is going on, guys? It is JJ here, back with a new video, and today we are back. I guess this is more of a, because we've taken a look at a lot of different crash videos in F1, and while I feel like the thought of a car crash is obviously a big, well, it's a bit of a humongous event in F1. I feel like anytime there's an accident, anytime there's a driver that goes off the rails a little bit, or anytime there's a crash in general, it is a huge spectacle, but at the same time, there's a lot of worries. And we looked at, which I'm gonna plug the video, you guys should definitely go take a look at it. We looked at the F1 driver radio reaction to the Romain Grosjean accident, obviously at the Bahrain 2020 GP, where his car split in half and exploded into a giant fireball. And just hearing the sort of drivers all immediately worried about him made me think that there obviously must be a lot of the thought process put into what tests make sure that a driver is A, able to get out of an accident like that, okay, and B, able to come out unharmed to the degree that he did. Which we will take a look, I believe tomorrow. We're gonna take a look tomorrow at not only the ranking of all the F1 2022 cars. It'll be the WTF1 podcast. I feel bad doing a recording of their podcast session because it just feels kind of intrusive, but at the same time, me being me, I want to learn. I want to learn. I don't want to know more. So I feel like that's gonna be like a good 30-minute video. Maybe not tomorrow. Maybe not dropping tomorrow, but maybe 2 days from now. And then as well, the Nico Rosberg, Romain Grosjean interview that he did on his YouTube channel, where he discusses Grosjean's thoughts and reaction to that entire incident. Both of those are going to be super long videos, so let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. But today we are focused on the F1 crash testing. This has been a really long intro, so I'm going to stop and we're going to get into the video. As well, guys, you can find the original video down in the description below. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments. I've made it a mission these past couple of days to get back to responding to all the comments. I love you guys. I love you guys so much. It's been so much fun to get to actually talk to you guys. It's so sick. Also, I do apologize. I'm going to peel my oranges while watching this. It's really odd.
What happens during F1 crash testing? Cue the comments. Well, they crashed the car, Matt. Yes, I know, the clue is in the title, but there is plenty more to be known about F1 crash testing than repeatedly hitting a wall over and over.
Yeah, that was one thing. We have on the channel before taken a look at a bit of crash testing. It was the Red Bull crash testing. I think they were just testing a piece of the car, and then it just smacked the wall. It scared the absolute life out of me when we actually took a look at it. However, it was really sick because it kind of gives you an insight. They really do put hundreds of thousands of dollars into just setting up things to break them. That's like a dream job for me. That would be I want to be the guy that presses the button to destroy things. That would be so sick.
Utmost importance in Formula One. The drivers reach speeds well over 300 kilometers an hour and are basically sitting on the ground with a shell around them. The sport has to do everything in its power to make sure the drivers are as safe as possible. If you look back to before 1985, though, they didn't even do crash tests before running the cars, which seems absolutely bonkers to me. It's not that they didn't care about safety as such, it's just that they were left to do it themselves, which meant that there wasn't a set of safety rules to abide by. Thankfully, fast forward to this day and age, and there are several crash tests that have to be passed before teams are given permission to run their beautiful Formula One car. This is one of many processes the team will go through over the winter break. Not only designing the car to be the quickest it can be, but also to make sure that the design concept has passed every safety measure, which can be a very difficult balance to master. Let's take a look at all the areas that are analysed during crash testing. These are the survival cell frontal impact test, roll structure testing, survival cell load tests, side impact structure, front and rear impact structure, steering column impact test, and a headrest load test as well.
That's a lot. That's a lot of testing. That's a lot of testing. What is that, 7 or 8 different concepts that they have to test?
There's a lot of tests, because no F1 car crashes the same, so all angles and possibilities have to be covered to keep the driver as safe as possible. This is why we, thankfully, the majority of the time, see the drivers get out the car after a huge crash and simply walk away. All impact tests have to be carried out in the presence of an FIA technical delegate, and all equipment used must be to the satisfaction of the FIA. This video is brought to you by Elgato, our official streaming partner.
Ooh,
so if you
Elgato.
are interested in streaming, creating YouTube content, or making a podcast, you should really have a look and see what they have to offer. I'm using their Elgato Wave 3 to record this very voiceover. Their Stream Deck Mark II for managing any live streams I do seamlessly, and their Facecam for, you guessed it, capturing high quality video. Check out all the products they have to offer over on their website by clicking the link in the description below. For the survival cell front impact, there are 2 tests to pass. Not only does it have to survive an initial impact, but also go through a second impact to make sure that the car isn't too vulnerable after the first crash. The roll structure testing, which are located both in front and behind the driver, are put through its paces to test whether the car can withstand massive force if it flips over at speed.
Okay,
this is without a doubt.
My thought process with that one, how did they do it before the halo? Because before the halo, it was just that little back part of the car that would essentially be the one to protect the driver, correct? Obviously, they're still strapped into the seat, and with them strapped into the seat, as long as the seat belts don't get chopped off, they're gonna stay in the cab of the car. But I don't get how they did that before the halo.
One of the hardest tests
to
pass for an F1 car, but also the most important for safety too. To give you an insight into what sort of forces the car has to endure, we are looking in the region of 20 tons delivered by a hydraulic ram, and the amount of movement the car is allowed to show, 25 millimeters. Yes, 25 millimeters. The survival cell load tests are all about putting the chassis through its paces. This tests various areas around the car, including the cockpit sides, fuel tank enclosure, under the chassis, and the nose fastenings. The examinations continue as we now move on to the side impact structure test, where 2 tubes are on the side of the chassis, one near the bottom and one higher up. These are used to help absorb the energy if the driver has a crash into a barrier side on. Now we move on to the front impact structure, which has a crucial role in absorbing impacts from, you guessed it, the front of the car, or as we more commonly call it, the nose. Its job is to reduce the impact G-force to a level that is deemed acceptable by the FIA.
So they just get to
Moving
destroy
backwards to the
wings.
rear impact structure, it's put through the same sort of test to ensure that it can absorb all the nastiness from a rear impact and decelerate sufficiently. Right, we've got 2 tests to go. Next up on the list is the steering column impact structure test. With big crashes come big G-forces, and naturally, the driver's head will be thrown forward. The cockpit is so compact that the driver can easily hit their head on the end of the steering column in a crash. Therefore, the column is required to fail before penetrating the driver's helmet. Finally, we have the headrest load test. This is all about protecting...
That one I did not realize. The steering column, I thought it was going to be something about, because you guys talked to me about how drivers could break their wrists if they hang on to the steering wheel if the car is turning due to the amount of G-force. But I never thought about them hitting their head on it, which is a very realistic possibility. There's a lot going on in this testing.
The driver's head and being able to absorb the impact from the helmet onto the headrest sufficiently so that the driver's risk of damaging their noggin is minimized. I can't believe I've just used the word noggin, but I didn't want to say head again.
Yeah,
it's not all done and dusted. The second teams pass these tests either. If they change the design of any crash structures during the season, they will have to undergo the same assessments. There you have it, a look into what happens during F1 crash testing. Do you think any teams may struggle to pass all these tests going into the new season?
I want them to show me it. They showed us the top of the car one, but that was it. Oh, that's so disappointing. Guys, I would 110% watch a full hour of F1 cars being crash tested. I swear to you, it might be my dream job. I would, more than, working for a pit crew, more than, driving the actual car, more than being an engineer for it, I would want to be the guy to destroy stuff. I think it'd be sick. I think it'd be so sick. Damn. Someone hook me up with a job. Let me destroy some things, okay? I just want to push some buttons. I just want to see some stuff shatter. I just want to, I don't know what I'd actually do to help destroy F1 cars, but what skit is it where the guy actually volunteers to be a crash dummy? That's so funny. That's so, I don't know if it's like a Jackass skit or if it's like an animated skit. But anyway, I'm gonna stop rambling on. Let me know your guys' thoughts on the F1 crash testing videos. Let me know what other videos you guys want to see. Obviously, those are the videos that we sort of have in the pipeline. We'll see how far I get ahead with editing. We will, because obviously two videos with over an hour and a half of footage, it's gonna be a lot to edit. But either way, I'm doing it for you guys because I absolutely appreciate the support on the channel. So thank you guys so much for watching again, and peace.